Hello besties, let's go book shopping for Black Friday sales. It is Saturday. Black Friday was yesterday, but we're gonna see what sales we still have and what books are still available. I have not been properly book shopping in such a long time. I went this past few days ago on a trip to like an independent bookstore and I bought one book, but I haven't gone to like Barnes & Noble or Books A Million in a long time. So that's where we're gonna go. I do have a gift card to Barnes & Noble for 20 bucks, so we're gonna buy something there. And Books A Million I love going because I have a discount because I'm a member, so I always get money off. So we're gonna also go there to see what new releases they have and what deals they have going on for Black Friday. I do want to buy some markers if they have any good ones there. I bought these 2 coloring books recently, and so I would like to get markers so I can color them, listen to my audiobooks. So we're gonna see if they have any at Books A Million or Barnes & Noble, but if not, we'll probably order them online. But I thought we can go together to go book shopping and see what sales we have. So let's go. First stop, Starbucks to get a grilled cheese and iced coffee. Let's go. Okay friends, we're at Starbucks. I ordered my food. I'm getting a grilled cheese, in case you're wondering, and an iced shaken espresso with almond milk, 1 pump of vanilla, no classic, and sugar cookie cold foam on top. So we're gonna have a little snack and then we're gonna go browse books. So let's see what we can find. We bought 5 books. 5 books. 5 books! Whoopsies! Some of them are books I keep eyeing and I'm like, you know what, let's just finally buy them, okay? So, my goal in 2026, like it was probably in 2025, is to catch up on the series I'm in. Because I'm so behind. But we're gonna lock in. And also December is gonna be great because I'm off of school. I have no internship, so I have like 3-4 weeks almost of like nothing but reading. So if I don't get reading done, like actually yell at me and put me in timeout because like what the heck am I doing? What am I doing? That is my social life. Like hello? But we're gonna go to Barnes & Noble now because I do have $20 gift card, so we have to kind of go spend it, I think. So we're gonna go. Maybe we might, considering potentially maybe the second book of The Will of the Money came out. Have I read The Will of the Money? No, but I want to read it in December. So, and I've heard amazing things about it. So we could potentially buy that one, or we'll see what they have. Maybe markers. We'll see. But we're gonna go. It was booked and busy at Books A Million. It's also like attached to the mall here, so like it was busy in there. So hopefully I got enough footage to make it entertaining. If not, we're gonna do a haul when I get home though. So don't worry. The haul is coming at the end of this. Okay, we got one book with my gift cards. So that book was $4, basically free. So let's go home and do a book haul. Okay guys, I bought 6 books. Let's talk about the ones that I bought. As a little thank you to me, just for, you know, surviving continuation of grad school, the holidays, Black Friday sales. I don't even know if I had any Black Friday sales on here, but that was my excuse, okay? It was Black Friday weekend sales. So this is what we got, and let's talk about them. So in no particular order, and I don't know everything about these books, but I've seen really good things about them, or I'm reading them for a book club, or every time I go to Barnes & Noble or Books A Million, I always want to think about buying these books, and then I never do. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. So first off, we have Your Story is a Villain by Jonathan Pokluda, identifying spiritual warfare and learning how to defeat the enemy. Okay, if you guys don't know, me and 6 other book talk girlies made a Christian book club called For His Glory Book Club. I'll have it linked down below. We have a FABLE group chat where we have our book picks for every month. We can yap about them in there as we read them, and then we also post about it on our TikToks, which is also linked down below. And we do TikTok lives each month to talk about our reads and what we thought about them. We're doing Christian fiction and non-fiction books alternating every month. We started it in October. We read Live No Lies by John Mark Comer, and then in November this month we are reading A Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers, and then for December we're reading this book, Your Story Has a Villain. So this is our non-fiction book for December. I'm really excited to read this one. It's also not super long, but I don't know much about it. So it says spiritual warfare made simple, uncover the ways the enemy strikes through life's pain, see his influence in all that's broken in the world, stand firm with spiritual practices to resist him, discern true spiritual warfare from life's trials, and counter his lies with the power of God's word. So very excited to read this one and learn as much as possible and how we can apply these things in our daily lives. The next book I got, I've been seeing it around and it just seems interesting. It also seems like a good atmospheric kind of fall story and book. So I'm excited to read it, and that is The Second Death of Locke by V.L. Bovalino. And it says a gritty romance and breathlessly fierce. So I'm really excited for this one. I don't know much, but it says in the back, it says love, loyalty, and sacrifice. And what I've gathered is that our female main character is actually the knight protecting the mage, which is the MMC in the book. She is dedicating her life to protect him, Kier. She will be his blade on the battlefield, his healer and protector. The deep well of raw power inside her is Kier's to wield. They are bound together by blood and magic, but there is one truth Grey dare not reveal, not even to Kier. When a quest to protect the child of an enemy kingdom pulls him into a dangerous mission, Grey will need to decide what she's willing to sacrifice to protect her secret, for Grey is no ordinary magical well, and if she dies, all magic dies with her. I'm really excited for this one. And I don't know, it just feels like it's gonna be a perfect fall read. I'm excited. So if you've read it, let me know your thoughts. Then I got this one because it recently came out. I read one book by this author last winter and I really enjoyed that one, and that was Love Light Farms with B.K. Borison. So if you can guess, it is Good Spirits with B.K. Borison. What I've gathered is that it's kind of like the ghost of Christmas past and present, and so she's going back into the past to kind of right any wrong she's made, but then the person ends up being like, I don't know why I'm sending you back, you're not a bad person, like what's going on? And then I think she finds love, or maybe that person's in love, I'm not exactly sure. And it says that he's a ghost of Christmas past, but she's not exactly Scrooge. Okay, she doesn't know why she's being haunted. He doesn't know why he's helping her when she is the sweetest assignment he's ever had. So I think she ends up falling in love with the ghost of Christmas past, and he wants a future now that he's met her. So I'm excited to read this one for December. A nice little Christmas romance for the fall, and the sprayed edges are beautiful. And then this next book, okay, it's a classic fantasy, epic fantasy book series and author, and every time I go to Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, I see it and I'm always like, I really want to read it. I'm in the middle of 1,000 series, so is that a good idea potentially? No, but I keep seeing it and keep wanting it, so I'm like, you know what, you have to get it. And that is The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I don't know much about this series. All I know is people are obsessed with it and love it, and it's like a classic all-time favorite fantasy series. It's the first book of the epic Farseer trilogy. So young Fitz is this bastard son of a noble prince chivalry, raised in the shadow of the royal court by his father's gruff stableman. Fitz is treated as an outcast by all the royalty except the devious King Shrewd, who has secretly tutored him in the arts of assassin, for in Fitz's blood runs the magic skill and the darker knowledge of a child raised with the stable hounds and rejected by his family. As barbarous raiders ravage the coast, Fitz is growing to manhood. Soon he will face his first dangerous, soul-shattering mission, and though some regard him as a threat to the throne, he may just be the key to the survival of the kingdom. I'm excited. Every time I see it, I'm always like, I really want to read it. So guess what? We bought it. We're gonna read it. Next is another, I think, newer release that I've seen really good things about, and that is A Forbidden Alchemy by Stacey McEWAN. I'm not exactly sure. I've seen really good things about this series and this book. I think it's the first book in the series, but people have been loving it, and this Sprayed edges again are really pretty. We have Nina and Patrick. They're 12 years old when they're whisked away to their disenfranchised mining towns to test for magical abilities. Nina's lifelong dream is to become an artisan, a powerful elemental mage who fills the city's grand ambitions. Patrick just wants to reunite with his family of craftsmen in the mines. Together, they discover a devastating secret. Artisans aren't born, but chosen. With this information, they part ways. Patrick goes back home while Nina finds her place as one of the rarest, most coveted types of artisans. When a craftsman revolution ignites years later, Nina is captured by Patrick's rebel group and he hasn't forgotten her. In fact, he needs her help for a mission that could shift the tides against the Bellevere city. She reluctantly agrees to aid him, battling the sparks between them. But when Nina's first love reappears, asking her to betray Patrick for the artisans, she faces an impossible choice that will determine the fate of their world. Again, really excited for this one. Not super long, so I'm hoping to love it and have new books to obsess over. And lastly, I got this book. It was really popular when it first came out, but I never got around to reading it. And when I went to go purchase it, the employee at checkout was saying how much she loved the book and she can't wait for the next book. So now I'm even more excited to read it. But that is Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I've heard really good things about this book. First book in a series. It says, long ago the gods unleashed monsters upon the 5 kingdoms of Kalandra to remind us that humans are insignificant, that we must pray to the gods for mercy throughout our fragile, fleeting lives. I didn't need a deity to remind me I was powerless. Being a princess had never been more than a performance, 20 years of empty titles and hollow traditions, until the day an infamous monster hunter sailed to their shores, the day a prince walked into my father's throne room and ruined my life, the day I married a stranger, signed a magical treaty in blood, and set off across the continent to the most treacherous kingdom in all the realm. That was the day I learned that not all myths are make-believe, that lies and legends are often the same, and that the only way to kill the monsters we fear was to become one. Sounds like such a fun, fast-paced, entertaining read. And the lady was saying how like the MMC was, you know, chef's kiss. She said it starts off a little bit slow, but it's worth it. So I'm really excited to get to this one. And I think I'm gonna read all these books in the next month, which is gonna be kind of crazy, but we'll see. So these are all the books that I just bought in our little book shopping vlog. If you've read any of these books, let me know down below in the comments. Which ones should I prioritize? Which ones do you have any thoughts on? Let me know down below. And again, if you're interested in the Christian book club I'm part of, Forest Glory Book Club, it'll be linked down below. We read a new book every month. It's lots of fun. We all yip yap and talk and do our lives. And it's a great time to learn more about the word and apply it to our lives with some fiction and non-fiction reads. So that is all for today. And I'll see you guys next time for my December overly ambitious TBR, where I think I'll be able to read like 20 books when I barely read 5 a month. So wish me luck. But I'll see you guys next time.